22 क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. In context of the natural building code, fire safety, which of the following statement reflect the requirement of the fire lifts, provision of the fire lifts and multi-story building? Fire lifts are not required to residential building with a height of the less than 15 meter. All floors above ground level must be served at least two or two fire lifts for evacuation purpose. If more than one lift are installed to install the partitions, walls should be minimum 60 minute resistance. Fire lift must be minimum carrying capacity of 8%, 545 किलोग्राम. ये सही. अगला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. Indefinitely recommendation radial or of horizontal curve. Radius of horizontal curve beyond the superelevation is not required for camber 2% and for the design speed 40 km/h. V square पर 255 आवर. चालीस किलोमीटर कैपिटल अपन 255 इंटू और 2% यू का 2/400. 2 दूनी 4 दूनी 8. 25 दूनी 50. 75. 75 लगभग 350. स्क्वायर पर आर. ई बराबर होता है, इसकी जगह पे आर बराबर ये हो जाएगा 225 ई की वैल्यू रख दी. अगला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. विच कॉम्पैक्शन मेथड मोस्ट इफेक्टिव फॉर अचीविंग desired soil density in deep layers of soil for the construction embankment and foundations. डीप लेयर में डायनामिक कॉम्पैक्शन होगा. Microflotation, the method using the microflotation rearrange the particle density of the soil. It effective non-cohesive soil but requires specified equipment and may not be suitable for soil all types. Very deep layers needing compaction. This method involves manipulating the soil to compact it, often using 6-foot rollers when effective of the soil deep layers. Which of the following conditions is most likely to cause cavitation in the centrifugal pump? हाई सक्शन लिफ्ट की वजह से। सेंट्रीफ्यूगल पंप। Cavities in the formation and collapse of the vapor bubbles in a liquid when case damage of the pump and reduce the efficiency. The phenomena occurs when the local pressure the liquid falls below the vapor pressure, leading to the formation of the vapor bubbles. The collapse of these bubbles can lead to significant wear and damage of the pump components. Which of the following tests is done to determine the fineness of cement? Conduction calorimeter, Ranger turbidity meter, Gilmore needle और विकाट ऑपरेटर्स। ब्लेन एयर वाटर परमेबिलिटी। ब्लेन एयर होता तो हम उसको सीमेंट के लिए लगा सकते लेकिन वाटर नहीं। रेंगर turbidity meter टेस्ट। Sieving air permeability plane air. Wenger turbidity meter test. Measure the fineness based on the turbidity contained cement suspended in the liquid. हवा में प्लेन एयर परमेबिलिटी। पानी में वेंगर turbidity। Which of the following additive is typically introduced in paint to increase the shelf life and stability, but may raise environmental or health concern if released into the environment? ये हो जाएंगे बायो accommodative agents। Bioaccommodative agents। Paint often contain various additives and enhance their properties, such as their shelf life and stability. However, some additives raise environmental health and face concern if released into the environment. Let's analyze them. Solvent dissolving the paint ingredient and facilitate application. Evaporate after the application, not significantly contribute to the long-term shelf life or stability. Not contribute ये कंट्रीब्यूट करता अफेक्ट करता। Bioaccumulative agents are added to increase the shelf life of stability of paint. However, the raise environmental and health concern if released into the environment. Accumulate in living organisms. Accumulate in living organisms. अगला क्वेश्चन विच ऑफ द कैम्बर कैरिजवे इन हैवी रेनफॉल बिटवीन हैवी रेनफॉल बिटवीनस 2.5%। heavy rainfall, light rainfall, 1 in 50, though 1 in 60, 1.66, 1.66 के बाद 2 से 2.5 rainfall लाइट के लिए होता है, लाइट लगाएगा 1.66 और 1. 2 से लेके 2.5, 2.5 से लेके 2.5 से लेके 1.33, 3 से लेके 4. Cement, concrete and high bituminous surface, thin bituminous surface, W water pump gravel pavement. One in 60, 1 in 50, 1 in 50, 1 in 40, 1 in 40, 1 in 30, 1 in 30, 1 in 25. ये हो जाएगा अर्जन के लिए. अगला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. Is the moment distribution method? What does the distribution factor at the joint depending on the relative stiffness of the member forming into the joint? सही है चौथा. K upon summation of K. K is the relative stiffness. Summation की वजह sum of the stiffness of all members meeting at the joint. K is equal to the EI upon L. E modular for velocity, I is the moment of inertia, L is the length. Relative stiffness determine how much the moment each member receive. DF does not depend on the external load or friction movement. अगला क्वेश्चन. The flexibility, torsion, buckling strength of the single analogical compression through one of its leg may be weighed using the equipment slenderness ratio. The slenderness ratio does not upon yield ratio wide with the slenderness ratio. Upon I upon it with the leg of the radius of the gyration about the minor axis not depends. Age of age, length of the supporting members. ये चौथा होना चाहिए इसका. सही है. खत्म हो गया. अगली बार खिलाएंगे. तब तक के लिए बाय बाय.